Fiat Coupe Turbo here. What on earth is that doing here? Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I apologise about my voice today. I don't know, I woke up this morning and I felt rough and got a funny voice because of it, so I apologise about that. It's going to be a bit of a different one today because a couple of days ago I got a call from a guy who works at my little girl's school. His daughter is looking for a car for her daughter. First car, she's just passed her test. And they've phoned me up asking me if I can find them a car for her. And she wants a Fiat 500. Don't get me wrong, there's a hard one with Fiat 500s. The problem is people phone me up and they ask my opinion on certain cars. Now, I've got numerous problems with Fiat 500s, and that's because when someone phones me up and asks me, I think about things like build quality and reliability and safety and things like that. I don't think necessarily about whether the person's going to look cool in the car or what, you know. It's a hard one. Now, my problems with the Fiat 500 is they're not reliable, they're not built very well, they're not that safe. Obviously, they've passed all of the safety tests that they need to pass. I'm sure they've got a Euro NCAP 5-star rating or whatever. But the problem that when you're thinking about a first-time car, I always tell people to buy things like Fiestas. Fiestas are brilliant cars. They're really good little first-time cars. Now, so the biggest problem that we now have with Fiestas is the price of them. Like, a Fiesta is not a cheap car anymore. You can spec a brand new Fiesta for 30 grand. That's like Merc C-Class money. So the problem with Fiestas is now a comparison between a comparable Fiesta or Fiat 500. 500s are cheap. They're cheap cars. So obviously my opinion on the things as far as I'm concerned with a Fiat 500, yes, they're not very reliable, they're not built very well. The problem with the Fiat 500 is they're cool little cars. They are cool little cars. They look trendy as hell. You're a 17, 18-year-old girl, every single one of them that phones me up or whatever asking, they all want Fiat 500s. And they don't want just a Fiat 500, they all either want a spearmint green one or a baby blue one, and it's usually got to be a lounge, so it's got the roof and things. It's a hard one with the little Fiat 500. So initially I tried to talk her mum out of getting a Fiat 500 for her. Then I realised that Kev, she wants a Fiat 500. It's not your decision to make whether she buys one or not. If she wants one, see if you can find one for her. Another problem with the Fiat 500 is finding a good one with a nice service history that has been looked after. Yes, there is thousands of the things around, but finding a good one is actually really hard, and it is one that has been maintained well. So I mean, the other day, perfect example, the other day I was literally standing in an auction queue waiting to pay for a car, and a car dealer in front of me that was waiting to pay for their car took a phone call on a Fiat 500. Now, I know that he took a phone call on a Fiat 500 because when he picked up the phone and there was a female on the phone because I could hear her, he said, yes, we've got 3 Fiat 500s, which colour are you talking about? So I know he was talking about 5. She asked about a timing belt. Has the timing belt been changed on the car? And his answer was, no, it hasn't been changed because they're not due. What he actually said was, there is an unlimited mileage and it's a 10-year lifespan on a Fiat 500 timing belt. That's what he said. And whoever was on the end of the phone accepted that a Fiat 500 timing belt is not a 10-year timing belt. It's half that. It's a 5-year timing belt. So, and I think it's like a 70,000 mile 5-year. He knew that. There is no way on this earth you can be in this trade stocking them sort of cars and not know the timing belt interval of them cars. So he knew that. naughty. Now, I'm pretty sure a Fiat 500 timing belt isn't going to last 10 years. That's going to snap way before that. So whoever that customer was to that person, if they bought that Fiat 500, they're going to be driving along for the next however long, thinking that that's a 10-year lifespan on that time. So actually finding a good one is quite difficult. Now, weirdly, I've been quite lucky here, because I actually started having a look around in my network to see if I could find a Fiat 500 in spearmint green or baby blue. And in the network that I had available to me at that point, I couldn't find one that was nice enough with a good service history or a low enough mileage, or that even made me want to go and have a look at one, until I went on a friend of mine's website. Now, when you're in the trade, when you're in the motor trade, you have got the ability, I mean, you can do this when you're not in the trade, but when mostly it's a trade thing. When you're in the trade, you've got the ability to go to another car dealer. If they've got a car that is in stock, you can ask them if they will trade that car. Now, trading a car means you're buying a car off a car dealer with zero warranty. What you buy is what you get. There's no comebacks on it. But usually that car is probably not as cheap as what it might be if you bought it from like an auction, but it's cheaper than the retail price of the car most of the time. And in a perfect world, that car's already been prepared and is ready to go, other than maybe an MOT. So you can get a good car that way if the person that you're buying it off, you trust them and you know what they're like, blah, blah, blah. Now, as far as trading a car goes, I have never traded a car in 10 years that I've been doing this. I've never traded one. And the main reason for that is, if I've got a car that I've prepared that is ready to go, why on earth would I ever trade the car? I haven't ever got enough cars for what I need, so I would never trade one. But there are circumstances where people will trade a car. It could be from a main dealer, possibly, that has gone over age. Most main dealers have got a 90-day, maybe 120-day turnaround for cars in stock. And if they're going over age, they might trade one. If, say, in a certain scenario, you've got a dealer that only sells one type of car, like, say, if they only sell BMWs, and they have a Mazda traded in, they might trade that Mazda because they won't want to sell it. So there are instances. However, this is normally how that phone call goes. Well, hold on a minute. That's not the exact car. I wonder if he'll trade that. Let's give him a ring, see if he'll trade that. Hello, Kev. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, mate, thanks. How's things with you? How's business? Oh, you know, same old, same old. Can't buy any cars because they're too expensive. Can't sell the ones that I've got. Well, mate, I just went on your website and couldn't help notice that you've got a little Fiat 500. Yeah, the little spearmint green one. Yeah, I know that. Well, I mean, obviously, I'd like to check it over and stuff, but I just wondered if you'd trade that car. No, well, I can't trade it to you. Well, I can't replace it, can I? Don't even ask me about the hat. I don't know why I wore that hat. So that's normally how that phone call goes. Well, as luck have it this time, a friend of mine who only sells, 99% only sells Fiestas, and has sold Fiestas the whole time that he's been in the motor trade. His business is called the Fiesta Centre. He only sells Fiestas. So the budget that the client has got, they want either spearmint blue one, baby blue one. They've got about £6,000, and they don't want red. They don't want red seats. They don't really want a dark interior, blah, blah, blah. Well, I went on this guy's website, and he literally had that exact car. It's spearmint green, done 62, and I actually know that he sold this car about 3 years ago to the lady that has had it, because I remember him telling me about it. So she's obviously traded that car back in, which means he also knows the history of that car, which is even more valuable. So I phoned him up to see if he'd trade that car, and he said yes. Happy days. So I'm now going to go and have a look at that car and see if we can do a deal on it. and see if I can get it. Hopefully it won't need a massive amount of preparation or whatever, like for me to be able to turn it around to put this lady's little daughter in it. Let's go and have a look at it. Let's see what it looks like. So the guy where we're now going to look at this little Fiat 500, I'm sort of 70% of the way there already. I've known him for a long time, and he is a fussy boy. I mean, he only really sells Fiestas, but when we get to his little yard, all these lovely Fiestas, beautifully prepared Fiestas, will all be lined up in the same sort of manner, all with little price tags or little labels on the rear view mirrors. All of the heating settings will all be on the same setting. All of the radio stations on all his cars will all be on the same. He's very fussy, and he has lovely cars. So I'm pretty sure this little Fiat 500 will be a good car before we've even got there. Let's go check it out. And here we are. Oh, there it is, look. Got a Fiat Coupe Turbo here. What on earth is that doing here? I've seen one of them for a while. How many miles that's done? Well, here we are with all these little Fiestas. Look, I told you they all look the same. 23,000 miles, 25,000 miles, 45,000 miles. That's actually quite high for Dale. 21 plates, probably not even prepared yet. Looks like he's just brought that in. 76,000 miles. Blimey, that's positively high mileage for Dale. 21,000 miles. That one's sold. 9,000 miles. 9,000 miles? 9,000 miles on a 62 plate. Jeez. Blimey. That's crazy low miles. Here is the little 500. Oh dear. Should have lifted that up. That's nice and straight down the side. Nice tyres. Blimey. Michelin Energies on a Fiat 500. Blimey, must have been looked after. Oh, it's got a lovely interior as well. How cool is that for an interior on a little Fiat? I mean, no wonder everyone loves these little cars. They're properly trendy, aren't they? Have a Michelin on there, yeah, nice. 5mm tread. Cool, he's done that before, and he parked that there before. A little bit of corrosion on that wheel, they all do that. Oh, discs are a bit stepped. Probably do have a set of discs on that, really. Oh, look at it in there. What a quirky little car. Let's go get Dale. No. Okay. Here he comes. You look like a proper car dealer just walking along like that.
Thank you, mate.
So this,
right?
nice to see you.
Thank you, buddy.
So so this is Dale,
yep.
And he owns the Fiesta Centre, as you can see, and a random Fiat Coupe. What's going on with the Fiat Coupe? What's that about?
Right, I brought that in from a garage. Been stood for 10 years.
Right.
The guys owned it for 20 years.
Wow.
79,000 miles.
Right. Oh.
The original, but won't run. Needs a fuel pump in it. We've got a fuel pump for it. And that's going in on Thursday.
I wonder what the mileage was when I just pulled up.
Yeah, and it's actually a very, very unmolested car.
Blimey, I can't remember the last time I saw one. You're going to drive that round for a bit?
A little bit. Till the fuel runs out, probably.
So, I've had a quick squiz around your cars.
Yep.
And I've already told people about how fussy you are with your little Fiestas,
yep.
which I love.
Yep.
But I need you to tell me about a little bit about this Fiat, because I've had a girlie phone me up who wants one.
Right. Well,
and I think that's probably going to be it. Hopefully.
Yeah, I always like to have a Fiat 500 because it's the only one I can get behind that gate.
That's what I like. That's what I like that.
Because they're better than KAs.
I admire your honesty.
Yeah, but no, I bought that just before the pandemic. Sold it to one of my regulars.
Right.
And she works at Bryce Norton. She pushes C16s around with a little tug thing.
Right. Okay.
In and out of hangars.
Right.
And she goes down there 4 days and then comes back. So that's what it's done for 3 years. And we've maintained it for her for 3 years, put a cam belt on it in January. And she's just bought a 15-plate Fiesta off me.
Of course she did. Of course she did.
That had done 5,000 miles.
That's almost as bad as that silver one that's done 9,000 miles.
Yeah, but no, it's a pretty little car. Lovely little car.
Well, I did try to get this. So I haven't spoke to the daughter. I spoke to the mum.
Yep.
I did try and get her to buy a Fiesta.
Right.
But straight away we came across the obvious problem that there is with Fiestas now.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect. £8,000 for a 11-year-old car just doesn't seem particularly good value to me. But if you bought a new one of them today, it would cost you 25 grand.
Yeah.
So is that worth a third of a new one? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Because it's not even broken into a sweat yet.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what, this is the most important question. How many 1 litre eco boosts have you got here?
Only late ones.
Right.
That one, 23,000. Right. Very important, must have a main dealer service history, so it's had the correct oil in it.
Oh, for the belt.
For the belt.
Okay.
If there's the correct oils in it, they'll do 150, 200,000, no problem.
Will they though?
Yes, because I know someone who's got one, and he's still got it. It's done about 180,000.
Okay.
He's just had the sump off.
Really?
Cleaned the oil strainer because it was
blocking up.
The oil light was starting to flash.
Right.
And it's still running, still on the original belt. So that's an EcoBoost. That's an EcoBoost. That's an EcoBoost, but that's a Gen 2 engine in them now.
Right.
So the turbo's now on the back, and they're chain driven.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly when that happened, but any of them, all these have got the turbo on the front.
Well, blimey.
If you get one with the turbos on the back, you can see it's got a proper aluminium timing cover, and it's on a chain.
Well, that's what they should have done in the first place, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, these are a brilliant little car. If they're looked after properly, they will not stand not being looked after. They've got to be looked after. If they're not, if you miss a service on that or that, it won't really affect it.
Yeah, I get that.
Those, it will.
Yeah,
definitely.
And you have to use the correct oil. The most important thing.
It's expensive, but you have to use it. And lots of these little Freds in sheds, unfortunately, don't.
No.
So you think you're getting a service done for 150 quid, that's cheap, but they haven't done it properly. So yeah, so it's a shame because they are a good engine, but they've got to be looked after.
So the moral of that story is, if you want a Fiesta,
buy 125.
Well, I was going to say, come here and buy one.
Come here and buy one.
But yeah, we've already said the 125s are the best.
They're
brilliant.
They stopped in 2016, so you got no choice after that.
Yeah, I know. Surprised you didn't quit then. No, I'm not doing it.
It's a very sad moment, really, because this month is the end of the Fiesta anyway.
It is funny. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Weird.
Yeah, I know. Finished.
It is funny when I'm looking at a 62 plate, a 62 plate, a 62 plate, another 62 plate, a 63 plate. For someone that deals in Fiestas his whole life.
That is what I would normally have, but what we're faced with now is that 21 plate done 6,000 miles is now £15,000 at 2 years of age. And it's only a mid-range model. It's not even top of the range.
It's better than 20 though, isn't it?
It is, but a lot of my customers are more comfortable with this price. If you'd have come here 8 years ago, you'd have had a load of 62 plates here.
They were brilliant then.
They were brilliant then. But quite genuinely, that fashionista car, this one, quite easily you could get 20 years out of one of them.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, you still see them. You see them when they haven't been serviced for 40,000 miles, and they wear it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, you want to see the one outside my office, which is a T-Reg 99. It's done 11,000 miles. One lady owner from New. Yeah. Part of the pension plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Let's have a quick look at this Fiat.
Yeah.
So I've had a quick squiz around it. Obviously, I know the history is lovely because it's one that you guys have looked after.
Yeah, she even invested when she bought it off me. Straight away, she put a set of Michelins on.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah,
as soon as I got here, I'm a sucker for Michelin.
Yeah, which is still on there, and they're not even half worn out.
No, it's not. Who puts Michelin's on a Fiat 500?
Well, she does because she understands vehicles and she knew she was going to spend her life on the M25.
Nice.
So it was a worthwhile investment.
Nice.
And that's probably what she'll do on this Fiesta. It's
Yeah.
still running on its original Bridgestones.
Ooh.
But yeah, she understands cars. So
That would be a lovely one to buy when she's finished with it, wouldn't it?
without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah, we've maintained it for her for 3 years. Her mum's had several cars off me. This is her third one I think she's had off of me. And she just came here to buy a Fiesta 3 years ago and saw that and just fell for it.
Of course she
For
did.
obvious reasons.
That's the biggest problem that I've got, trying to talk someone out of buying one.
Yeah, no, they do love them. And in fact, I've got one on my drive at the moment as our general runaround.
That's disgraceful to admit that on a YouTube channel. This is going to be...
But it's seen a little bit of action because my lady customer's just given up driving at 90 because she kept hitting it. And it is a brilliant little town car.
But it's bad.
Very. Very bad.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's only done 20-odd thousand miles. But yeah, I can see why people buy them.
Yeah,
definitely.
I can too. So I'll tell you what, I've had a quick squiz around it. I've already spoke to you about it on the phone. We've done all the checks on it.
You come and have a look how clean it is in here.
Well, I like that because that means that I haven't got to do that much. Well, I still feel like I want to mop it already.
Hardly touched this. But those interiors, if they're not looked after, they can get a bit second-hand. But the mat's got a bit of muck on it. That's where it was MOT'd yesterday.
Oh, you mean the paper mat?
The paper.
Don't you worry, I've got loads of them.
Got
loads of them.
But yeah, it's a nice little car.
Well, I think what I'll do, I'm just going to take it now and let...
Do your best.
Yeah, let the little daughter have a look.
Great. Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Problem.
No worries. Well, I will... well, you can say bye. I'll thank you for your time.
Yeah, and the best of it is, mate, it's got over half tank of fuel in it. So.
Oh, has it?
Which will probably last you about a month.
Maybe I'll drive it around for a bit then.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
See you, folks.
Well, I will. I'll put my trade plates in it, get that little price tag out, and then we'll be off. Well, make sure my little mic's on, which it is. Whoa, it's cold outside. It's 20 to 9 at night. Well, here I am in my Fiat 500. I feel like I don't want to get this steering wheel dirty. My hand's dirty. I've got to move that mirror as well. Train coming. Well, off we go. Do you know what? I'm going to stop that one there. Otherwise, it's going to go on for way too long and it'll be another 40-minute video. I just want to say thanks to Dale for talking to us on that video, letting us go over there, and obviously for trading that car. He's the sort of guy that you would quite happily not only let your mum go to buy a car from him, you wouldn't have to go with her to make sure she got a nice car. Do you know what I mean? He is that type of guy, and that is rare these days. So it was really cool of him to go and meet him, get him on the channel, have a little look around his yard, and yeah, you know, that went really well. So I'm going to put this into two halves so you can see how the journey home went in that little car, and what happened with it, prepping it, and all that. But I'll leave that one there for now. So if you're not, here he comes. Here he comes. What's the matter, Alfie? What's the matter? It's just me. It's only me, boy. Yeah, so if you're liking the videos, please hit that subscribe button. I remembered. And but until the next one, I think it's going to be an update for the next one, and then after that, maybe we'll do the second half of that little Fiat. Don't know. But until the next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.